Wrestling fans, buckle up! This week's episode is packed with shockers, epic returns, and moments so wild you'll be talking about them for weeks.
First up, Becky Lynch takes her star power to a whole new galaxy, literally. But how does her Star Trek role impact her wrestling career? We've got the inside scoop.
Meanwhile, on Raw, Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn got played by CM Punk's mind games, and the New Day, well, they may have just lost the WWE Universe for good. What caused this sudden fan revolt?
And over on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre isn't pulling any puncheries. Literally, after kicking Jimmy Uso's head off, he sets his sights on dominance. But what's next for Big Jim and the rest of the bloodline?
Plus, Saturday night's main event delivered big-time drama. Cody Rhodes barely survived his title defense against Kevin Owens, only to be left on a stretcher. Is this the beginning of the end for the American Nightmare and his title reign?
And in Buried Alive, we're digging into Bret Hart. Is the Hitman really any good, or is it time for him to tap out?
This is an episode you can't afford to skip. Literally. So hit that subscribe button and join us all for the hottest takes. This is the burning truth. And we're just getting started. Hey, it's Scott Barrett, and this is literally the burning truth. And as always, I'm joined by a man whose beard literally could cut a promo so good even Jesse Ventura would be jealous. It's Matt Burns, everybody.
Yes, I know I said that word repeatedly.
Literally.
Let's get one thing straight.
Let's get one thing straight. Oh, brilliant. How are you, Matt? You okay?
Oh, yeah. Not too bad.
We had a big night on Friday at United Wrestling, didn't we?
Big night. Managed to get the win of a lifetime.
The win of a lifetime.
My WrestleMania moment.
It's not often Matt Burns beats Scott Skyler clean. Was it clean? I don't know.
Referee didn't see anything.
The ref certainly thought so. Anything else going on this week for you, Matt? Big weekend?
Hang on. Where's my bouquet? Nah. Overall, still got a few bumps and bruises. I will say, I from that match, I have got some nasty bruises. I will say, even though I may have got the win, I feel like as though a piece of me was left there. A little piece.
When you go in Hell in a Cell, you never come out the same.
You go up against Scott Scarlett, you're never the same.
That's it, absolutely.
But overall, healing up okay. Just being a bit wary of the winter flu and everything.
Yeah, and you know what? I can feel it on my chest right now. Like, not today, maybe not tomorrow, but as we get into the middle of the week, I'm really going to be struggling, I think.
Yeah. So, at the same time, I've also got a bit of a holiday coming up.
Oh,
with the family going up all the way up to Yorkshire.
Lovely. And I suppose it's not just that, is it, Matt Burns? But, we've also got Christmas, New Year on the horizon, Hanukkah, all those holidays, And I was thinking that maybe we should talk about what our favourites, while we're on this part of the episode, before we get into the news or anything else, maybe we should talk about some of our favourite wrestling Christmas memories.
Well, before we get there, I've got to ask the all-important question.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, do you know what I've just said? I'm starting to suffer from a cold. I'm almost there. So by the time I get into the middle of the week, I'm going to be really struggling. I've had a pretty good week, done loads of cool stuff. I took my kids, actually, to Disney on Ice this week. They really enjoyed that. Yeah, really, really good, mate. Really good. Those guys know how to put on a show, let me tell you. But yeah, good week overall, mate. Good week, big, busy, good week. And I'm just happy there's so much quality wrestling on. Great storytelling. Yeah, really, really happy.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say is we've got plenty of stories, plenty of discussions, and almost like we've got some a certain thing that we're going to be leading into.
We do, but don't. Pause. Because I want to talk about your favourite wrestling Christmas moments.
Ah, okay. I'll pause. There you go.
I was thinking back to when not so much Christmas, but always that week between Christmas and New Year. And I always remember they would have a special episode of Raw where it showed JR and King from like up in the stands, and they would be going through like the best matches of the year on Monday Night Raw.
I also remember a certain match, I also remember one Christmas involving what was it, 34? What was it? Street fight on 34th Street, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was great.
Which involved Santa getting run over.
And actually, my other favourite, not the real Santa though, Matt.
Of course.
But my ultimate favourite is actually when WWE decided to do tribute to the troops over the holidays.
Yes.
And the original, where they went over and Stone Cold Steve Austin was dressed as Santa and gave Vince McMahon the stunner.
Yes.
In the ring, in front of all the troops, in the middle of, I think, Afghanistan, maybe Iraq, somewhere around that sort of area.
I think it was,
on the base. What an amazing moment! What an amazing memory! And I suppose what I want our listeners to do is to send us their favourite wrestling Christmas moments. They can do that using the hashtag TBTXmas on either Twitter or Blue Sky, or if you're listening or watching this on YouTube, feel free to post it in the comments. We're really, really interested in your favourite Christmas wrestling moments. And that now, you can unpause Matt Burns, because we're going to move into...
No, not yet.
We're pausing again? Yeah. Double pause.
Just to point out, yes, The Burning Truth is hosted by us. Not all the social media is run by us.
Oh, that is true. That is so true. Those heels that are posted on there, don't shoot the messenger, guys.
Please don't shoot us.
Yeah. But for now, I think it is time that we move on slowly to
the news.
So just sit tight, don't blow a fuse, because now it's time for this week's news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just in, the news!
Yeah, the news. I'll start us off this week, Matt Burns, because I've got breaking news as we're recording this tonight. Becky Lynch joins Star Trek Starfleet Academy. So Becky Lynch, renowned WWE superstar, has announced her role as a bridge crew member in the upcoming series Star Trek Starfleet Academy. Now, I know quite a lot about Star Trek, Matt Burns.
Yes.
Big fan. I've been for a long time. And I know that this series, Star Trek Starfleet Academy, is a direct sequel to the series that's just finished, Discovery, which is a big Netflix series that actually finished this year. That starred Sikoa Martin Green of Walking Dead fame.
Yeah.
And this Starfleet Academy show is set to premiere this time on Paramount Plus in 2026. So we're still just over 12 months away from this series launching, but it does mark a significant addition for Becky Lynch in the entertainment career that she's building for herself beyond wrestling. I think this is a really interesting move, and I'm really happy for her. But obviously it will mean that 2025, potentially, she'll need a decent amount of time out to film this show.
Or who knows? She could actually make a bit of a join on the show, and it could be even some nice little plugs in there, some little advertisement plugs.
It's interesting, isn't it? Right. So we've got Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, a star of the Star Wars franchise now, The Mandalorian.
Yep.
We've got Becky Lynch, who's going to be in Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
We've got The Rock, who is DC famous.
DC famous, Disney famous, all over the place.
Batista, who is Marvel famous.
Yes.
And soon to be Seth Rollins, potentially Marvel famous as well. You know, there's a lot of crossover at the minute in WWE. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch joining Starfleet Academy. I can't wait for this because I would have watched it anyway, and now I'm even more excited to see what she does in the series.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with you on that one, and I think she'll bring a new set of skills as well with her energy as well. She'll be great. She'll be great.
I agree. Okay, next piece of news. Triple H unveils new WWE Raw logo ahead of the Netflix premiere. So WWE's Chief Content Officer Triple H has revealed that new logo today. You can find it anywhere you find your wrestling news, I suppose. But big anticipation before its debut on Netflix on the 6th of January. There's been talk of a new logo for a while. There's been loads of different designs out there. But actually, this design really makes sense with sort of the top bar and the bottom bar, the diagonal bars, because they've been using this style of this style of logo whilst they've been promoting this show for a while by using it for the date. So I'm not surprised that this is the new logo. I think it's a really interesting choice for it to have the silver lettering and the red bars top and bottom.
Yeah, it makes it just stand out and more poignant. Makes it clear what's being seen.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I didn't know if they do that with... Oh, I didn't think they'd do that at all, actually, with the Netflix logo being red. I thought, that fits just nice, Netflix, raw red. But actually, I'm not mad about it. I think it's going to be really good. And I like the logo. I'm here for it.
Right move.
The rebranding... Pardon?
Right move.
Yeah, I think so. The rebranding aligns with WWE's transition to the streaming platform, aiming a refresh of the show's image for a broader audience. And as well, we're potentially going to get a bit of a reshuffle of who appears on what show. So having a rebrand feels right, yeah?
Yeah, and we'll be discussing some of the potential matches a bit later on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be absolutely epic. But anyway, let's move on with some other news, which is Chris Jericho breaking his silence after shock GCW attack. Now, Chris Jericho made a surprise entrance at GCW's Heist in the Room 3, attacking Matt Cardona with a baseball bat during his match against Effie. Jericho later addressed the incident on Instagram, warning Cardona and hinting at a confrontation at ROH Final Battle. Well, it wasn't just a confrontation. That match has been signed. It has been signed, sealed, and delivered. So
sealed. Yeah,
they are going to be battling each other at ROH Final Battle for the Ring of Honor World Championship.
And what do we think about a winner for that, Matt Burns?
A part of me is assuming that it's going to be Jericho, but a big part of me wants Cardona to get that win.
Ring of Honor Championship. It's a bit nothing, isn't it?
I get where you're coming from, but the thing is, it'll be a great position for Cardona to use the Ring of Honor to get him more ingrained in AEW.
Yeah.
So, and it also allows Jericho to come away from ROH more and back into AEW more.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm thinking if they can do that.
Okay, that's fair.
So that's where me reasoning
using
is.
Cardona almost as the face of Ring of Honor.
Yes, sort of try to make it, instead of it just being, the one thing I get a little bit tired of with the whole ROH and AEW thing is they have ROH guys on AEW, AEW on ROH. Segue them, separate them if you can. If they meant to be different companies, make it different companies. Don't make it into like just another Sunday Night Heat or
almost feels like AEW and Friends.
Yes. Make it if it's a separate company, make it a separate company.
Yeah, and I've got a good analogy here. Actually, not analogy, but I've got a good example. So when ECW became ECW and SmackDown, and they all started appearing on SmackDown, that was the kiss of death. I mean, it was already the kiss of death, but that was really the kiss of death at that point.
Yeah,
we're just going to shove them in as SmackDown's undercard. Well, it's probably time that it's over.
Yeah,
I get that, Matt Burns. Let's move on. What else is there going on?
Liv Morgan supporting International WWE WrestleMania.
I tell you what, I knew there was a reason I like Liv Morgan.
Oh, definitely. WWE Women's World Champion Liv Morgan has expressed her enthusiasm for hosting WrestleMania in London, England, citing the city's energetic fan base. Morgan believes a London-based WrestleMania will be a high-energy event and is eager to contribute to making it happen.
Yes, Liv Morgan, yes. That's what we need.
Wait. We've got Cena. We've now got Liv Morgan. If this doesn't happen, we riot.
Yeah, Nick Khan, make it happen, dude.
Make it happen.
Before we get on to your next piece of news, Matt Burns, I know we haven't got this on the schedule, but I'm really interested to hear what you think of a certain returnee in TNA this week.
I was actually going to be honest with you, that was going to be my next point, actually.
Okay, good.
Which was going to be, in TNA, we've had the return of Tessa Blanchard. Now, this has caused a lot of fans to go, wow, she's back, because she was the first ever TNA World Heavyweight Champion, female. First ever female World Heavyweight Champion in TNA.
You got there in the end.
I didn't want it to sound like, just... It's weird because I know they've got theirs differently, haven't they? They've got theirs...
And the knockouts, don't they?
Yeah. Now, for me, it's a great accolade, but the controversy that it's caused with the locker room. Now, I believe she's gone into a program with Jordan Grace.
Yeah.
Who is one of the people who has been arguing against her coming back.
I think this is... it's only a matter of time, though, for me, before Jordan Grace loses the championship and moves over to WWE.
She's already lost the championship.
Oh, there you go, then. This might be the way out for Jordan Grace.
I have a feeling this could be the sign of time to come for when the Juggernaut moves from TNA to NXT or even straight to WWE.
Yeah, it's madness the amount of Royal Rumbles she's been in and hasn't ever been signed with the WWE. That's craziness. Absolute craziness. Right, shall we move on to our final piece of business, Matt Burns, for the
100%, 100%. Our final piece is to do with Goldberg, linked with major WWE event. The WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg has announced plans for a retirement match in 2025.
We talked about this weeks and weeks and weeks ago, didn't we?
Yep. His son, Gage Goldberg, mentioned in an interview with his father, is open to participating in events like the Royal Rumble and is preparing, with his rage and inducing and headbutting lockers for his final in-ring appearance for WWE and of all wrestling.
And where do we think this is going to happen?
The speculation is possibly the Royal Rumble.
Wow,
now,
that's soon, right?
That's very soon. Now, if it is going to be the Royal Rumble, the only person I can see it being is the Ring General.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the one we all want to see, right?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And I will say this: if Goldberg goes over, I will be upset then.
Great fact about Gunther, actually. He's actually, since he's been in WWE, he's been a champion for longer than he hasn't been a champion.
Yeah.
Including his time in UK and then NXT. And then up to the main roster, the Intercontinental title and then the main title. He spent more time as a champion than without a championship. That's unheard of, right?
Exactly. And the scary thing about it is it's almost like the gold is just attracted to him. It wants to be around Gunther.
Yeah, it's like the ring. One ring to rule them all.
Pretty much. I like that. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wants to keep going back to its master, Gunther. Right. That is the end of our news then, right?
Yep, and I would say we'll go to a nice little quick ad break.
Yeah, cool. Then we'll come back and talk about wrestling.
Now, let's break it down and get to our show reviews. And we're going to hit off with WWE Raw. The December 9th, 2024 edition of WWE Raw. Let's dive into the night's electrifying events. If I'm not mistaken, the opening segment was Gunther and Finn Balor, heated exchange. The show kicking off with World Heavyweight Champion Gunther addressing his upcoming title defence against Finn Balor. At Saturday night's main event, Balor, flanked by the Judgment Day, being interrupted, claiming he deserved the title and vowing to become champion after 8 long years. Gunther criticised Balor for relying on shortcuts, declaring him unworthy. The segment ended in chaos as Damian Priest returned to attack Balor, but Balor stood tall after devastating multiple coup de grace stomps and posing with both the World Heavyweight Champion and Tag Team titles. Now, what I also want to throw in as well is that Gunther also pointed out, yeah, you were the best for one day. Referencing...
Yeah, that's harsh, man. Harsh.
Definitely.
And Finn Balor's done other stuff since then, right? He went back to NXT and had an amazing second act as the NXT champion. He had multiple Intercontinental title reigns. Did he win the US title as well? I'm not sure he did, but certainly Intercontinental title reigns. And then obviously 2 fantastic tag team reigns, one with Damian Priest and one with JD McDonald's. So
now, moving on for the rest of this now, we're just going to be throwing out things thick and fast, and pretty much it's not going to be in any general order. It's not in the exact order. These are just points.
Just the order you want to talk about it.
Exactly. And this one I definitely want to talk about. This is, for me, I feel as though a highlight for the week. The New Day's heated conversation with the crowd.
The New Day?
Backstage, Cathy Kelley interviewing Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. To their surprise, the fans booing at the sight of him. Woods claimed the interview wouldn't be, it's being basically unbiased, and decided to talk to the people directly, grabbing the camera from the crew. And if I'm not even mistaken, he even turned around and, turn around and says, "I know you're friends with John Cena, but give me the camera." Referencing Stu. Really... they stole Stu's camera.
Yeah, really good moment. I like that.
Right, so they headed off to the ring. Now, what I thought was genius about this is, instead of it being a camera guy following them, they pushed their narrative with this. So as they're walking out, you've got the crowd absolutely livid with them. New Day sucks chants instead of their usual New Day rocks. Once in the ring, Kofi expressed shock at the fans turning on him so quickly after 10 years of positivity. And, and all this over just one bad day. Almost feels like a bit of a DC reference there somehow. Almost. Woods attempting to speak, but the crowd was booing and absolutely drowning him out. Woods then also insisting they didn't even do anything to Big E, which only intensified the Big E
it riled him up big time.
Riled him up, said I could have hit him with a steel chair, could have hit him with a sledgehammer, but they didn't attack him at all. The fans just got proper, really heated to the point where they became overwhelmed with the hostile reaction. Woods just dropping the mark in the duo, leaving, booed out of the building, and I will say, would you say that this was Dom heat? As in,
I was going to say, this is Dominic Mysterio heat.
Or would you say this is now higher than Dom heat?
This is Dom heat all day.
This is Red Raw Dom heat. And what made it so cool with this was the fact that they didn't even have to even finish their lines. It was just, well, boo! Like,
completely drowned them out. It was fabulous TV.
I'll tell you this now. They looked upset, but I bet you on the inside they were like, yes!
Absolutely. They were loving it.
They had to be. They had to be. To leave absolutely drowned out to the point where they couldn't even get a single word in at all. They must have been walking in that, in the locker room going, we'll show them. We'll show them.
100%.
Yeah, but what I did notice is no music. No music. We'll have to wait and see what's going. Is there going to be a change in music?
I think they stick. I do. I really do.
But at the same time, a part of me does wonder. As much as we've heard all the stories, the rumours, and everything that he's not cleared. What if WWE's pulling the wool over our eyes?
What do you mean?
What if Big E's been cleared?
I mean, that would be amazing too, but I'm not getting my hopes up about that until I see it, because...
I will say this. If he appears at the Royal Rumble...
and eliminates both of them.
Yeah.
Oof.
That'll be it. That'll just be... complete.
It'll be a hallelujah moment, absolutely. Right, what's next, Matt Beans? What else happened on Raw?
Moving on, we got Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. This was a hard-hitting contest with Rhea Ripley facing Raquel Rodriguez. The match showcased both competitors' strength, but Ripley secured the victory with a riptide after countering Raquel's power moves. Post-match, Ripley declared her intention to reclaim the Women's World Championship, sending a clear message to the locker room. But,
can I just tell you, I felt really disappointed with this. So their matches in NXT were fabulous.
Yes.
This wasn't.
It's a bit of a climax. Yeah, I think it's probably because if it was for the belt, it might have been a bit more. Whereas Raquel seems more of bodyguard lackey.
Do you think it was because it was a TV match, not a PLE?
Yes.
So if it had more time, maybe.
Yes, but what I did find interesting, if I'm not mistaken, at the end of this, if I'm not mistaken, Rhea Ripley wasn't alone with the belt.
No, absolutely not. There was another.
Io Sky was there, and both of them
one
holding
contender.
it. Oh yeah, and you can see both of them looking at it, so they just say, "That's mine."
Yeah, it was a nice moment that it held onto the ongoing story of Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, but it also paid attention to the immediate title defense, which was Io Sky and Liv Morgan on the Saturday night's main event. So it did a good job of long term and short term.
And it actually did a bit of nostalgia. Because you also got Rhea Ripley with Io Sky in NXT.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people forget about that. We, of course, had the White Six versus the Final Testament and The Miz.
Yeah, what's that all about? And I'm not a fan of this pairing. And again, it was a whole thing to get back at the White Six, but I'm not a fan of this pairing.
If I'm honest with you, it shouldn't be the Final Testament and The Miz. It should be The Miz as part of the Final Testament.
No, I don't like that either.
No. If you
like that even less, Matt Burns.
No. If you're gonna do it together. Just do it.
Maybe.
If you're trying to force it.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it
feels miscast.
Yeah, because they've turned him, and now I don't feel like as though it was much of a turn, more of a I've been forced to turn.
Yeah, this would almost be better if R-Truth this time thought he was in the Final Testament, and the Miz was off doing something else like R-Truth is, and it would just let's swap the Miz and R-Truth, and let's have R-Truth now like he did with the Judgment Day. Let's have him think he's in the Final Testament while they're feuding with the Wyatt Six. Is that not better TV?
Better
TV.
But anyway, that aside, the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, Eric Warren,
that could be rebooted this next week.
Ooh, that's not bad. And Joe Gacy clashed with the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross, Akeem, Razor, and The Miz in an intense 8-man tag team match. The chaotic bout ended in controversy when Paul Ellering returned. Interference allowed Kross to pin Uncle Howdy after a final prayer spinning slam, which, if I'm not mistaken, he used a fire extinguisher to blindside him.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a fire extinguisher or just some powder, but
no.
certainly.
My mistake, it was powder, because I think Miz even turned around and says, I don't know what was in that powder, you even got me, and everything, and sort of played off like, right, we're done, I'm moving on. No, this works.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just thought it just felt as though, when's it ending?
Yeah, do you know what? That was probably going to be my next statement. Like, what is next?
When's it ending? What's next? Where do we go from here? Because it doesn't feel, with the victory for the Final Testaments and the Miz adding fuel to their ongoing rivalry with the Wyatt Six, what is there?
What's the end game?
Yeah, what's the end game? The only thing that they've done so far is, with this being the Wyatt Six first loss, they've humanised them.
Yeah.
Which isn't exactly a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But I do feel like we're almost just having this feud to give everyone something to do.
It just feels like, there you go, there's a little bit.
Yeah, exactly that. It's not got the focus of some of the other stories, and that's why it feels a bit out of place.
Yeah.
Was CM Punk on the show?
Yeah, I was just about to get onto that. CM Punk's interview. CM Punk sat down with Jackie Redmond, discussing his recent interaction with Paul Heyman and tensions with Seth Rollins. Now, what I thought was brilliant with this is, Punk's acknowledged Rollins' talent but asserted that he's paved the way for Rollins' success. Hinting at a brewing competition between the two.
Well, we know it's coming, don't we?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. But I liked how when it was asked by Jackie, what's the favour? We all want a favour. That's personal.
Yeah, nice.
Boom.
It's because they haven't figured it out yet, but that doesn't matter. The point is that everybody's asking the question, right?
The fact that the people asking the question, they don't even have to know what it is.
No,
even if they have. But what I think was even a better line was when he literally turned around and says, right, Seth Bennett has been a real good second string. First string's now returned.
Yeah, the starter's back. Yeah, absolutely.
Sit back down.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, straight heat that is. Straight heat. Then we also had Liv Morgan versus Dakota Kai.
Nice match, this one.
Yeah, nice match. Non-title action saw Women's World Champion Liv Morgan take on Dakota Kai, despite interference from Pure Fusion Collective at ringside. Morgan overcame the odds, defeating Kai with her signature Oblivion finisher.
Can I just say, it took to today for me to realise that it's the Liv Ian. Is that bad that it's took me till now?
Really?
Yeah, honestly, it took me till today. Really slow.
Wow. But anyway, the victory builds momentum for Morgan ahead of her title defence against Io Sky on Saturday's night's main event. Now, what I thought was a bit unusual with this is that the fact that you got Liv Morgan, who got her fellow group there, but where was Dakota Kai's?
Yeah.
Where was Dakota Kai's? It just seemed a bit unusual, especially since as they got I believe from the last PLE when people were sitting there saying, "We've heard you got a match against with Liv Morgan in the future. What you going to do when her friends gang up on you? What are you going to do? I'm part of a faction myself."
Yeah.
The person who asked that question quickly retracts. It's like,
oh yeah, that is really a thing.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then when we got to this episode of Raw, WWE suddenly forgot about that thing because Dakota Kai is part of that group. If I'm not mistaken. So I just feel as though it was just done because they've got it as a face roll instead of it being like faction versus faction.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's exactly what it comes down to.
Yeah. And now for our final two segments, well, technically they're both connected together, is Seth Rollins' thoughts of CM Punk's interview.
Right, yeah, that is what happened next, yeah.
Now, I thought this was very, very interesting because you got Seth freaking Rollins calling CM Punk a fraud.
Yeah, it was like, did he say something like how CM Punk gave a masterclass in how to spin the truth?
Pretty much. And that regardless, and no matter what, if you weren't on Punk's side, you were the enemy. Regardless, and everything.
Punk plays the victim was sort of the theme, wasn't it?
It's sort of Punk plays the victim. It has to be CM Punk against everybody. It's CM Punk against the world. Almost like a bit of a Kevin Owens, almost, just a little bit. But
Punk,
anyway,
Owens and Drew McIntyre could be a bloody stable right now. I'm telling you.
We could throw somebody else in there.
Go on, carry on.
We could throw somebody else in there, which will probably come involved in the next few minutes as I'm talking. But anyway, I thought this was really good, but then we got the interruption from Sami Zayn. And I thought to myself, a second interruption. Is this leading to a feud between them? And what I thought was a nice touch here, it wasn't. It was just Sami apologising for the accusations. He didn't mean it and everything. Are we good? And Seth just goes, yeah, we're good. But however, why did you jump straight to me? And he turns around and he just says, the reason why is because when it comes to Roman Reigns and everything, you share a lot in common with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, 100%.
And you almost saw like a bit of a glimpse of a bit of a heel twitch in Seth's eyes. And I'm just there thinking to myself, who's turning heel? Who's going to be the face? We don't know.
I think that's what's so great about it, because it's just shades of grey.
It's just shades of grey and everything. And then we got immediately Sami Zayn throwing out the challenge of, right, I got my business here. Apologies for interrupting you, but I need to speak to Drew McIntyre. A lot of people sitting there saying, I need to take my fight to you, Drew, or back away, just leave it. No, I want to confront you head on right now. It sounded like it was going to be right there and then, but instead it was saved up for, you guessed it, Saturday night main event. hyping up the match, which is brilliant. You know, I'll see you there. That match is happening. And as he's walking back, just when you think he's about to pose and leave, Drew arrives to wreck the day.
Bam.
From out of nowhere.
Claymore is nasty.
He has made that Claymore into almost like a, almost the same way that, the Diamond Cutter is. From out of nowhere.
Yep.
And yes, the RKO is from out of nowhere, but the Diamond Cutter did it first. True story. But anyway.
True story.
Point being is, Drew absolutely battered Sami Zayn. And then sort of just goes, I'm good. I'll see. Hey, I've got no worry. I don't need finish. And Sammy's trying to still attack him while Drew's talking to Adam Pearce and everything's like, whoa, get your hands off me, security. I'm good. I've got him this Saturday. He's mine.
Yeah.
And
fantastic. I think Raw was a really good show, wasn't it?
Yeah. I know we might have missed off a few bits in there, but we can't discuss everything.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about the Women's Intercontinental Title Tournament next week.
Yes.
Do you love NXT?
Yeah.
Do you hate that we don't talk about it on the podcast?
Hell yeah, what's up with that?
Well, you can catch all the NXT action live on our YouTube streams every week if you subscribe at The Burning Truth 251 on YouTube and listen to me, Scott, and I'm talking all things NXT every week on a Wednesday. See you there.
Definitely.
Happy days. Shall we move on to SmackDown?
Let's move on to SmackDown.
Okay, so I suppose SmackDown, the XL Centre this week in Hartford, Connecticut. So back in, really close to WWE's home. Anecdotally, Matt Burns, this was episode 1321 of SmackDown. There you go. You can have that on me. 1321.
Whoa. Did you just throw a Matt fact at me?
Yeah, no, that was a Scott statistic.
Love it.
So I suppose, just to talk through this show, my favourite bits, starting with Jimmy Uso coming out, and we didn't expect him actually because he broke his toe at War Games Survivor Series, and he opened the show and he was reflecting. He was on crutches. He came out and he was reflecting on, War Games itself, and he was talking about what sort of year 2025 is going to be for Big Jim. He was calling himself, and he said it was going to be his breakout year. He said whether it's a Royal Rumble win, a US title shot, or even the undisputed WWE Championship, Big Jim declared that nothing would stop him, which I thought was brilliant. And then just as he said nothing would stop him, he turned around and bam, guess what was there, Matt Burns?
Would that be a certain, Scottish psychopath?
Another one of those big Claymores, bang in the face. Drew McIntyre stormed in. Claymore kicked him into next week. And GM Nick Aldis came out and had to intervene. And again, with loads of other unnamed officials that we could all pick out with Jamie Noble, the Hurricane, etc. But the message was clear. McIntyre's out for blood. Anybody that's associated themselves with Roman Reigns.
Now, here's the thing.
Which is ironic.
Yeah, because...
Here we go. You're going to give the same facts as me.
Yeah. If you think about it, you got straight away him and Kevin Owens almost on the same path.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. I said it was ironic that Drew McIntyre is going after anybody that's associated with Roman Reigns when it was actually the other bloodline and Solo Sikoa that screwed him over at Clash at the Castle. It was Solo that screwed him, and yet he's after everyone else. Ironic that.
Ironic.
Next.
We may find out a bit more about that next week.
Next, we had the two women's US title semi-finals, and I thought this was interesting to do this on SmackDown, and I thought we were going to get the whole tournament, the semis and then the finals in the same show on Saturday night's main event. I suppose that was before I realised it was a 2-hour show for Saturday night's main event, so now looking back, I see why they did this on SmackDown. The first one was a shocker. Tiffany Stratton losing in a huge upset victory to Michin. Really competitive semi-final match. Tiffany Stratton wearing the most Christmas-themed gear I've ever seen. And after a slip-up or a banana peel, Stratton during her prettiest moonsault ever, Michin then capitalised with the eat defeat to advance to the tournament finals. So that put Michin straight away in the final, and I was absolutely not expecting that. I mean, I think if you go back 2-3 weeks, we all expected Naomi to be the fourth person and then probably get to the final. But here we are with Tiffany Stratton out and Michin into the final. The other semi-final was the one that we probably knew the answer to, and that was Chelsea Green and Bayley. They had a thrilling semi-final match. Some assistance from Piper Niven, but Green eventually hit the Unpretty Her for the clean win, and she'll face Michin in the finals at Saturday night's main event. So Chelsea Green versus Michin at Saturday night's main event for the women's US title, and I was really excited about that.
I've got to point something out right now.
Go on.
So Matt facts down to bust it out right now, which is, if I'm not mistaken, I believe we actually threw out some predictions, didn't we?
We did.
Which involved us predicting that a certain Chelsea Green would reach the finals.
I actually love it when you do that. It makes me so happy. Yeah, we did. So that's 1 point each on the board for Chelsea Green getting to the finals. What else happened? Roman Reigns in another, what can only be described as cinematic masterpiece. A gripping promo. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman laid down the challenge for January 6th Raw on Netflix, the premiere. Tribal combat, Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa, and the winner gets the Ula Fala. And it was brilliant, actually, because Roman Reigns, called back to when he was given the Ula Fala by his uncle, and was his father at the time as well? Yeah, at the top of the stage after he'd beat Jey Uso in tribal combat. So Reigns vowed to reclaim the Ula Fala in his rightful place atop the bloodline. The stakes for this have never been higher. Really looking forward to this, Matt Burns.
What was a nice touch as well is the fact that he turned around and says, well, fair enough, I lost mine, but I earned mine.
Yeah.
I didn't steal it. I didn't proclaim it to be mine. I earned it.
Yeah. What else is going on? LA Knight got ambushed by the New Bloodline. LA Knight battled Solo Sikoa in a chaotic main event, and despite Knight's impressive offense, interference from Jacob Fatu led to a disqualification, and post-match the New Bloodline overwhelmed LA Knight, Andrade and Apollo Crews, leaving those three looking dismantled, and leaving the floodline, the fake bloodline, looking really, really strong. What else happened on SmackDown? Carmelo Hayes, for some reason, he's got beef with Nick Aldis, right? Not really sure what it's all about. I'm not really following why he's got such beef. Oh, Matt Burns just passed wind.
And there it is again.
That's brilliant. You need a new chair, dude. So Carmelo Hayes, he's got beef with Nick Aldis. We're not sure why. I'm not really following why. I think it's because he says he's amazing, first round draft pick, and he can go to Raw if he wants to. And Nick Aldis is quite happy for him to go to Raw by the sounds of it. He's like, yeah, you go. You be somebody else's problem then. And he did say he could have a match on SmackDown and that he would get a mystery opponent. And who would that mystery opponent be? But the monster of all monsters, Braun Strowman, made his return to SmackDown and absolutely battered Carmelo Hayes, who quickly fell to a devastating running power slam, a short one-sided match, which re-establishes Strowman as a SmackDown powerhouse. Absolutely fabulous Braun Strowman return. And then,
before you move on, I will say it was a highlight to see Carmelo Hayes showcasing some of his high-flying aerial moves. Oh, wait, he just hit a brick wall.
Yeah, he's high-flying aerial bumps. And I suppose the last thing that I want to talk about is what everybody's talking about, or what everybody was talking about pre-Saturday night's main event, and that was the champion Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens clashing in a heated confrontation, Owens taunting Cody about his alliances and past failures, and that led to a chaotic backstage brawl that spilled into the ring. Owens left Cody laid out with his own WWE title, and that sent a loud message before the title match at Saturday night's main event. And then quickly, before we talk about Saturday night's main event, Matt Burns, because it's related to this, I want to talk about the YouTube video that went live.
Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Everyone was talking about this. And this was Triple H giving Cody Rhodes a gift that he could use for one night only at Saturday night's main event. And the world went mad with speculation of what this could be. Loads of decent memes online about it being the Stardust costume. But we all knew, I think, at the time and even now, that it was going to be the Winged Eagle Championship that Cody was desperate to do for the fans, even if it was just for one night. And Saturday night's main event with its retro theme really felt like the right place to do it. And
for me, I thought it was a nice touch in the fact that the style that they used as well was also Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Really cool.
You know, with the yellow glow and everything. Although I believe a few others put out a few predictions, like how you said the Stardust. I believe somebody else put out put their own home brand brew beer in it, as he opened up.
Oh, great.
This is Cheap Plugs with Matt Burns, and today I'm here to talk about something every wrestling fan needs in their life, that wrestling show on Black Country Extra. Mickey and Dennis bring you all the latest wrestling buzz, from the hottest rivalries to classic throwbacks. It's like a WrestleMania moment in every episode. Catch it on demand anytime at blackcountryradio.co.uk or join the action live on Black Country Extra. Don't miss it, folks. This is your ringside seat to the best wrestling banter in the Black Country. Remember, that's that wrestling show on Black Country Extra. Now, let's get back to the action.
And I think that leads us really nicely into Saturday night's main event. And I'm not going to talk about this probably in chronological order, which is how we'd maybe normally do this. I want to start by talking about that Cody Rhodes-Kevin Owens match. And, the aesthetic was really retro. It was from the Nassau Coliseum, I think. 4 huge title matches on this show. A really memorable Saturday night's main event for me. Full of nostalgia. But that main event, Undisputed Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens, an old school title match. And it was drama. It was hard-hitting action. Cody countered Owens' heel tactics, including surviving a referee bump and a steel chair attack, and then eventually landed the Cody Cutter himself, and then hitting the crossroads onto that chair.
Yeah.
And retaining his title in 12 minutes. Cody Rhodes getting an absolutely huge win.
Yeah. What I thought was a nice little touch on this as well was the fact that you actually had Jesse the Body Ventura on the comms.
Yeah, fabulous.
And I think he actually set the bar on, but hang on, who used the chair?
Yeah, absolutely. And do you know what? I'm going to call out another commentator, because how nice was it to have Pat McAfee back? Some people don't like Pat McAfee. I think he's fabulous.
What?
It's true. Some people don't like him.
I'm sorry, but I think I've got a topic for a future Buried Alive right now, which is the people who hate Pat McAfee.
Let's bury the people who hate him. Post-match, Kevin Owens then ambushed Cody Rhodes with a double underhook package pile driver, which sent Cody out on a stretcher, basically, at the end of the night. Kevin Owens took Cody's Winged Eagle title and stood on Cody for a little bit while he was on the stretcher before they could get him out of the ring. WWE later released footage of Triple H confronting Kevin Owens backstage in a really heated exchange, but a stellar mix of classic storytelling, post-show antics. It's really cranked up the heat on Kevin Owens, positioning him as probably right now he's WWE's top heel. And it's extending his feud into must-see territory, I would say. I think the more I want to see what happens next now. I'm well into it.
Now, the weird thing about it is, I've got a bit of a theory here. And this has been weird, because it's been for a while, and with each match that he's been having, each defense, Cody's been doing something a little bit uncharacteristic-like, or a bit very unface-like, to a degree. I'm wondering if WWE is just deliberately pointing out little things where they sort of just seem to be like teasing like a bit of a heel moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I don't know why. A part of me feels like there's going to be a double switch.
Oh no chance. I can't see that might be.
I'm not saying with Kevin Owens, with somebody else down the road. I just got this feeling. I don't know why. I don't think it's going to be with Kevin Owens. I feel as though they are going to turn Cody Rhodes down the road. Not right now, but when they do, they've already shown the little signs that he has been showing at that edge. Not being a good friend.
Nah, I think the John Cena in him, I do. I don't think they ever turn him now. I think he's going to make him too much money long term, honestly. That's how I feel. But I understand your opinion and your take on it. What else was on the show, Matt Burns?
Well, of course, we got none other than Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, which to me, that opened the night with a competitive battle between both of them, Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. Zayn's fiery start and near falls kept fans on their feet, but Drew's power cutting won out the day after a well-timed Claymore kick, which, as we said earlier, the man can throw that Claymore kick out from out of absolute anywhere, at any direction, at any time, and nail him with perfect precision.
It's unreal. The Claymore, he's turned into a really legitimate finish. When I first saw it, I wasn't convinced, but he's turned it into a really legitimate finish.
Yeah, and when the second I see that hit, I just envision someone's head coming off every time. He's picked up the win. I believe it was 10 minutes and 5 seconds, was it?
Yeah, so I put the timings on our notes today, Matt Binns, and I did that because with it only being a 2-hour show, I thought it was interesting to see who they gave the most time to, and everybody got a pretty even amount of time.
Yeah, it was a good strong start for both of them shining. Drew needed a rebound after his recent loss to CM Punk, and this, I feel, delivered. Fans were chanting, "This is awesome," and it set the tone for the night. One way to set the bar for Saturday night main event.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Really enjoyed that one. Really good start to the show. After that, we had Liv Morgan defending her title against Io Sky. And I thought Io Sky really brought her A game on this one, similar to Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre. She did actually dominate a lot of the match. High-flying moves, including a really nice springboard moonsault to the floor. Liv Morgan, as she does, fought back, resilience, blocked Io Sky's moonsault attempt, and then she sealed the win. With the Oblivion. See, I've got it now. They got about 9 minutes, so only a minute shy of what Drew and Sammy got. And there was a moment in this match where Io Sky hit Liv Morgan with a knee in her face. Ooh. And Liv Morgan, it looked like her nose was broken. They sold it really well on commentary.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of blood. There was a bit of blood. And yeah, Liv Morgan, absolute trooper for seeing through the match. If it wasn't broken, fair dues, but it looked like a really stiff knee to the face. And then we had a bit of go on,
almost a bit of a run off the red-nosed reindeer moment. Would you say?
God, I hope they cut that out. And then after the match, Liv was working her way to backstage when Rhea Ripley's music hit, and there was no attack. There was no physicality. There was just a really tense stare down with Rhea, showing that the next challenger now is going to be Rhea Ripley. We are going to get Rhea and Liv.
Right. I'm all up for it, to a degree. The match itself, great. Showcasing both of them. And the nose injury added to it. Added that little edge. The post-match stare down, okay, fine. But I feel as though we've done this before.
I said last week, didn't I? I'm a little bit bored of Liv and Rhea.
Yeah.
Just a little bit bored, and I'm kind of glad we got Io Sky. I might have been on the prediction show, actually. The Burning Truth YouTube, the Burning Truth 251. And I said I was a little bit bored, and I'm glad we're getting this Io Sky match as a bit of respite. But I'm also of the mindset that actually, if we need to have one more match to finish it off, let's just do that one more match.
I feel, you just hit the nail on the head. I feel this is going to be the way to send them off into their separate domains, especially with the shake-up and everything.
Yeah, you've got to split them up on the shake-up. Dominic and Rhea cannot land on the same show.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Great partnership, and the feud then, including Liv Morgan afterwards, another great partnership for Dom. But it's time to move on from that. Do you want to talk us through the next match, the World Heavyweight Championship?
Oh, definitely, which is one of my picks. I absolutely love this match. I absolutely loved it because this was a hard-hitting triple threat match which pitted Gunther versus Damian Priest versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was big move, creative spots, Priest delivering a razor's edge on Gunther, only for Balor to hit the coup de grace. Gunther ultimately outsmarting his challengers, and I will say this match was really back and forth, and I feel as though as much as someone got pinned and everything, I don't think anyone looked weak for it.
No, I agree. I watched it really willing Finn Balor to win the match, but I wasn't disappointed that Gunther won. I would have been disappointed, I think, if Damian Priest had got the win, but nobody came out of this match not looking strong.
Oh, and fair play to Gunther for when he made Priest go sleep, and when he attempted to powerbomb him, it looked like he almost was about to drop in. Nope, muscled him up.
Oh, rescued that so well.
Absolutely muscled him up and just pretty much just devastated Priest to then dive in, deal with Finn Balor by himself, snap powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. And at the same time, I feel as though this might have actually assisted Gunther's ego, especially with the whole fact of, he thought, I couldn't handle Priest, or, and everything. He had, he got rid of that, of his potential demons. So,
yeah,
the arrogant Gunther could be back.
Oh, 1,000%.
Definitely. I feel this was a massive, great showing for Gunther, solidifying his dominance. Priest and Balor played their roles perfectly, with near falls, keeping the crowd engaged. Me, highlighting them. This was match highlight. I feel as though this was this is a highlight, definitely, for the show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Listen, absolutely phenomenal. But it wasn't my highlight of the night, Matt Beans.
Oh, no. I know what your highlight's going to be. The
United States Championship final. It was Michin versus Chelsea Green. And Chelsea Green, let's just cut to the chase here, Matt Beans. Chelsea Green capturing her first singles title in WWE with help from Piper Niven. And despite Michin's resilience and near falls, Green hit the unpretty her in a really, really cool way.
Oh, yeah.
In a really cool way to claim the victory at 8 minutes and 8 seconds. The winner, Chelsea Green, and post-match, Chelsea Green celebrated with pyro, applause, cemented her moment as fans chanted her name despite the heel persona. A really feel-good moment for Chelsea Green. Her character work has made her a standout. The match itself, let's be fair, wasn't groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it delivered on the purpose. And that is the main thing. My criticism, if any, is I don't know where this goes next. And that was part of the pre-book this that we did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That it has to go somewhere, otherwise the title reign means nothing. But as a moment, and some of the stuff on social media has been phenomenal, by the way. I don't know if you've seen the picture of Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green in front of the castle at Disneyland holding the title up, and the comment from Matt Cardona is, "I'm one half of the Women's United States champion."
Yeah,
which I thought was brilliant. The whole thing, though, just absolutely brilliant, and hit some good notes. I'll say it one more time, I just hope it goes somewhere, because if it doesn't, it's an absolute waste.
A part of me feels as though Matt Cardona is going to do what he did last time when Chelsea won a championship at NWB, when she won the women's tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Cardona bought a replica version of that belt and went onto a show with it saying, "I am 1/3."
I love that.
But he actually paid for an official WWE replica.
Fair dues. Well done to him. I mean, he makes enough money, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, of course. But at the same time, it's giving back to WWE at the same time. A bit of few money in the back pockets. But for me, I will say my criticism is, why did you not listen to Scott's pre-book? Why not? That was banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, so if you want to listen or read to that, you can go back and find the podcast episode where we did it. But more importantly, it's actually on the website, theburningtruth.uk.com, under blogs. You can find it in written form under the blog. You can have a look at it there. And I really enjoyed putting it together, so that's there for you to enjoy. Matt Beans, let's go through our predictions that we made. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I predicted a Sami Zayn win.
You did.
You predicted a
Drew McIntyre.
1-0 to Matt Burns. The Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky. I believe we both
Yes, we did.
Said Liv Morgan, and both got that right. So 2-1 to Matt Burns. The third match, the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther, Damian Priest, Finn Balor. You said?
Gunther.
And I said Finn Balor, which means 3-1 to Matt Burns.
Uh-oh.
The Women's United States Championships final, 1 point for Chelsea Green getting to the final each, and 1 point for her winning, which takes us up to 5-3.
Yep.
Finally, some points on the board. And then Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. I said Cody Rhodes. You said?
Kevin Owens.
Which took us to 5-4. So, Matt, another big win for you for Saturday night's main event.
Although I am so angry right now. Curse you escaping me that clean win.
nearly there, mate. Nearly
Twice!
there. Twice in a row. I tell you what, Matt. We've been talking about Saturday night's main event for absolutely ages. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I've got a really, really controversial topic.
Yeah, I have noticed that my shovel's missing. Have you got it?
I've already dug the hole.
Uh-oh.
Hello, friends. Are you enjoying the Burning Truth Live so far? Well, I hope you are, because we're working bloody hard to make it as good as we can. But what we need is your help. And we need your help by subscribing and leaving us a 5-star review. You do not know how much it will help the podcast if you can do that for us. It'll help us spread the word, help us grow the community, and more than anything, it'll help us keep providing amazing wrestling content like we are right now. Thank you so much for listening. Let's get back to the show. But please, please, please rate and review and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today for Buried Alive, which is wrestling's equivalent to Room 101.
Yeah, so what we do in this segment is this is our wrestling-themed version of Room 101. Me and my co-host Matt Burns, we discuss and decide whether a particular concept, storyline, character, match type, or idea in professional wrestling deserves to be buried alive, which is essentially eliminating it from wrestling history or current programming.
Well, I would say we normally do, but you've already opened the hole. And I have no idea what that's being thrown at the table.
Yeah, so I've decided that this week I want to bury something personal to me.
No, is it personal?
This one's personal to me.
Okay.
I want to bury the career and life of Bret the Hitman Hart.
What?
Yeah, I'm deadly serious. They call him the Hitman, but honestly, watching some of his promos, I felt like the only person getting hit was me, right in the nap zone.
What?
Yeah. Best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. At what? Complaining about WWE for 25 years? Let's talk about Bret Hart and the stain on professional wrestling that he is.
The stain? What the hell? What are you on about?
Scott just turned heel.
I feel like I need a gift, literally comes up saying, the perfect time to turn heel.
Yeah, we know I'm not a big fan of Bret Hart, and I want to hear your reasons why he shouldn't be buried alive, Matt Burns, before I absolutely obliterate him.
Really? The excellence of execution. The man who I have seen repeatedly go in as WWE champion, day out against he could wrestle against anybody of any size, be it from 1-2-3 Kid, Razor Ramon, his own brother, Kevin Nash, Sid Justice, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels. He could absolutely put on a wrestling clinic against anyone and make it. And for me, I felt as though he showcased that power isn't always everything. Technical ability is where it's at.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to you about the original 5 moves of doom. So, Bret Hart had a repetitive ring style, whether you like it or not. Right? I think he's praised for his technical prowess, but actually his matches were just as formulaic as somebody like Ric Flair, right? 5 moves of doom: Russian leg sweep, backbreaker, elbow drop, sharpshooter setup, sharpshooter finish. His work was predictable.
Nope.
He wasn't that good, Matt Burns.
You've missed a move. You've missed a move.
But listen, it was like the Canadian version of Groundhog Day, right? Watching a Bret Hart match is like ordering from the same menu every night. Right, it's technically great, but after the third sharpshooter, you're like, can we mix it up a bit?
Did it mix it up?
What else you got?
He also threw in a bulldog.
Oh, wow.
What?
Stratisfaction, here we come.
Hang on. Backbreakers.
I had them. They were in the 5 moves of doom. All right, well, let's talk about his limited character work. So Bret might have been great in the ring, right? I don't believe he was, but you might think he was. But outside of it, let's be fair, charisma wasn't exactly his strong suit either. His promos had all the energy of a health and safety briefing. He was dull. I thought I was watching an instructional video on fire exits. And remember, kids, always wear your pink sunglasses.
I don't quite agree with you. I feel as though for somebody who managed to do something that not many wrestling individuals did, which was he got the entire country absolutely hating him while also having another absolutely love him.
That's because he's so good at blaming others. Right, let's talk about the Montreal Screwjob, right? It's just a moment in wrestling history, but it's Bret's entire personality at this point. How is it possible to spend more time talking about one match than the entire time he spent wrestling in WCW? He talks about the Montreal Screwjob that much. I honestly think he's still getting royalties from Survivor Series 97. I've popped him now. I've popped Matt Burns.
Oh, wow. So you think he's still getting royalties from that?
Absolutely. Bret Hart's WCW run as well. It was an absolute train wreck. I mean, fair dues if they misused him.
Whoa.
But the man didn't exactly bring any fire either, did he? Bret Hart in WCW was like having a PS1 with no games. Like, you can have it, but what's the point? It takes two to tango. He's got to go there and actually do something and have some fire.
But at the same time, they had absolutely nothing for him. So when he went over there with a big contract, they didn't actually have anything really for him that was groundbreaking that he was doing like in WWE, which I don't put that down to credit to the worker themselves. I put that down to the writers. One in particular potentially, but we're not going to go there.
All right, well, let's go back to his match type and his match style then, and his wrestling ability. Right, let's talk about the big one. Yeah, he's often loved for the Iron Man match with Shawn Michaels. Yeah?
Yes.
Often celebrated, but let's not forget an hour-long match with only one pinfall. Yeah? I'll be honest, that's a cure for insomnia. And they called it the main event. He doesn't just make you tap out, he makes sure you've got time to reflect on your life decisions while he does it. Not a fan.
I thought that match was absolutely brilliant. The fact that they had to go back and forth and they went to, what was it? Tiebreaker, basically went into extra innings.
20 minutes of chin locks does not make a good match, Matt Burns.
What? So basically you're upset that he's part of the Chinlock Society?
If you like. I'm through my reasons now. I just think everybody should take a second look at Bret Hart because he ain't all that. I don't rate him at all.
For me, I can't have you disrespecting Bret Hart like that. He is an absolute icon. I watched him and he's absolutely phenomenal. In the past, he was phenomenal. Now, looking back, if you look at him now, there is some bitterness there.
He's a whinge bag. Let's be clear. He's an absolute whinge bag.
I think the comment he made against Triple H didn't exactly endear him to many.
Triple H is doing such a good job. Why would you go and attack that guy?
What was it you called?
I would go as far to say, Matt Burns, that Triple H has done more for the wrestling industry in the last 10 years than Bret Hart did in his entire career. Mic drop. Bret Hart sucks. The end.
The problem is,
let's get him buried.
I can't argue with that point.
It's true.
Triple H has done more for the wrestling industry And what makes it even worse is I can mention just one brand and it'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
All I have to mention is NXT.
Yeah, 1000%. I think we've got to bury Bret Hart, and I'm okay with it. And
You're okay with it,
and you're never ever going to get forgiven.
I'm going to get shot, aren't I?
I'm going to make you dig the hole.
You've already done it.
Well, I'm going to make you cover him over.
No.
Here's the shovel, Matt Burns.
What the? No, don't pass it to me. Why are you making me bet?
Let's get Matt Burns buried. No,
What?
sorry. Let's get Bret Hart buried. Matt Burns is next week.
I'm actually wondering if I should jump in myself now as well.
It's happening. I win. I tell you what. Stop. Anybody who's listening to this who disagrees, use the Twitter, use the X, use the Blue Sky at TBT Live UK. Let us know whether we should finally finish burying Bret Hart next week or whether we should save him and your reasons why you think we should save him. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, put it in the comments below. If you're on Speaker, Spotify or Apple, you can leave us a review and let us know. And if you think we should bury it or we should save it.
In actual fact, why don't we have a poll on the YouTube as well?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good. Right, okay, I'm safe. I've got rid of it. No.
He's half buried for next week. Matt, I tell you what, let's go for a break, and when we get back, I want to know your top 3.
Now, before we dive back into all the WWE drama, let's talk about making sure your holiday style is undeniable this year. If you want to be the tribal chief of your Christmas party, or the one who says, "You can't see me," because you are that stylish and profiling, you need the Burning Truth Christmas Jumper 2024.
Oh yes, this jumper is as snug as Gunther's sleeper hold and as sharp as a crossroads and guaranteed to make you the people's champion of your Christmas celebrations. Whether you're looking to acknowledge your holiday dominance or just stay warm like a true ring general, don't wait, because this is a limited run.
The link is in the description below, or check out our website at theburningtruthuk.com to grab yours before it's counted out. Celebrate the holidays in championship style.
Ooh yeah, the cream rises to the top.
To the top time, to the top time, to the top time, what is bad?
Right, it's time for the top 3. Matt Burns, this week it's your turn to top 3, and you know how this works. You go 3, 2, 1 of any chosen topic that I decide, and you give me your top 3 in that category. Can be good stuff, can be bad stuff, can be any stuff at all. Deep breath. Matt Burns, your top 3 this week is top 3 members of D-Generation X.
Right.
Big sigh.
It's not a sigh. I'm ready for this. I'm ready. Honourable mentions. China.
Good shout.
Definitely ninth one in the world. Absolutely amazing.
Amazing theme song.
Oh yeah, definitely. Amazing. Absolute overall stellar and was every bit deserving of whenever she was on. Has always been entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Another? X-Pac.
Are these your honourable mentions? Yeah.
Yeah, still.
China, X-Pac. Well, you're pretty much going through the entire DX now, Matt Burns.
Of course, I'm going to have to.
They're all honourable mentions.
Oh, of course, I've got to. So, because it'll narrow it down to who the top 3 are.
Okay.
That's why I'm doing it. So, straight away, X-Pac's a good shout out because he was always a good hand and always there. And his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. The often forgotten Tori,
yeah, which a lot of people forget about it. Whenever they think of Tori, they think of somebody else, like Tori Wilson or something.
Yeah, people forget about the OG Tori.
Yeah, they always do, but there she was. Absolutely phenomenal. But anyway, moving on. And this is where people are going to be sitting there thinking, really? You put him in honourable mention? Mr. Badass Billy Gunn.
Oh, BA Billy Gunn, awesome. He would be in my top 3.
He's definitely, he's a good solid. And of course, a certain Ravishing Rick Rude. Because a lot of people forget about him being in it.
Yeah. The OG member of the DX, Ravishing Rick Rude.
Yes. But anyway, let's get down to the top 3.
Go on.
Number 3. It's got to be Road Dogg, Jesse James.
Oh, yeah, Road Dogg would defo be in my top 3 as well.
He's got to be in there. He's always been entertaining. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Again, epic. Yeah, one of the most over guys in the promotion at that time.
He is so over, and no matter what he did, he was always entertaining, and he was absolutely brilliant. And I feel as though, even though he was with Billy Gunn, brought a new fresh of life.
Oh, 100%.
To DX.
Not just to DX, to the whole WWF at that time.
Yeah. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Between 2 and number 1. Number 2. It's none other than the Game Triple H.
Oh, good shout that is, Matt Burns. He was my number 1.
I was stuck between him being either 2 or 1, but there's a solid reason why he's number 2. For me, he was.
I can't believe you've buried Bret Hart and you've said Triple H is a number 2. What sort of episode is this?
We'll get to it. But anyway, point being is, Triple H is an absolute highlight. I feel as though in the second version of DX, he was the main guy, the forefront, and everything. And not to take anything away from him, he did manage to keep DX going during a time when one of its original founding members was away injured or in recovery.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. And he brought DX with a vicious edge as well when he needed to. Especially with the what was it? McMahon Helmsley era.
Yeah.
But my number 1 has to be the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
HBK.
It has to be. Regardless of whatever everybody can sit there and say, he might not have done it as long as Triple H and everything, but he was one of the absolute stellar founding members. And if you remember, he didn't have to do the whole business with being with Triple H and everything. He was already a made man.
Yeah.
Triple H wasn't. He was on a rise, but Shawn, in a way, used this to elevate Triple H into a whole new spotlight.
He gave Triple H an opportunity that when Shawn then had to bow out, Triple H really stepped up into. 100%.
Exactly. That's my point. The fact is, if Shawn was still around, he would be in that role. But the fact is, he managed to not only just think of just himself, he managed to think of Triple H. So when he had to take time away, Triple H had a platform to elevate and also put Triple H in that top tier main event status.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely phenomenal. So that's where I'm going to leave it right now with that. So
I think the whole idea of that that whole idea of that top 3 was just to understand really what your favourite version of DX is, and I got that it's the first version from what you said there. Some great honourable mentions for some of the other characters. For me, I prefer the second iteration. So my top 3 was Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Triple H. But I absolutely respect you putting Shawn Michaels in there. There was only one difference at the end of the day. You had Shawn and I had Billy. I mean, in the much of a muchness, really, I think in terms of the group.
Yeah, definitely. But although I think what didn't do Billy any favours was the Billy, oh dear God, promo from The Rock.
Yeah, but you know what? Billy Gunn, he's still going today. Is he nearly 60? And he's still in better shape than, I am at 35. So I think he's in the world of Billy Gunn. Yeah, absolutely. He's found it.
He's found it and not sharing it. But with that being said, I'll go down my list, as I said. Number 3, Road Dogg Jesse James. Number 2, The Game Triple H. Number 1, HBK Shawn Michaels. And I think that is a solid and I'm respectable top 3. And with that all being said and done, I'm going to have to say that's a wrap on another action-packed episode of The Burning Truth. You know, from Becky Lynch intergalactic career, move to Cody Rhodes barely holding on to his title and his neck. This week has been pure chaos and we have loved every second of it.
If you want more Burning Truth, you can keep the conversation going with us on Twitter at TBT Live UK, Instagram at The Burning Truth, Facebook at The Burning Truth, and now Blue Sky at TBT Live UK. Don't forget our YouTube channel, The Burning Truth 251, for episodes, live reactions, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, not to mention predictions videos and more.
And as always, hit that like button, subscribe to the pod, and leave us a review on your favourite platform. Your feedback does help keep us growing and help us bring wrestling fans together from all over the world. You know, please help us with that algorithm. Help us fight the algorithm. Help us get on top.
Plus, don't forget to visit theburningtruthuk.com for breaking news, event updates, and more insider scoops. You'll always be in the loop with us. And just lastly from me, to Matt Burns' point in the algorithm, 95% of people that listen to this podcast don't subscribe. Please subscribe. It means so much to us and we'll love you forever.
Yeah, we will. But until next time, stay hyped, stay passionate, and as always, DFTBA, which, in case you haven't figured it out, don't forget to be awesome!
It's Christmas!
Psst, it's Scott. Did you rate and review the podcast yet? Cheers.